Hello scrapbooking friends, and thank you for joining me for another video. So today is my update video for February and March 2025. So I'm doing a double month update because I wasn't able to do it before now and I hadn't done an awful lot of crafting, to be honest. So yeah, layouts, traveller's notebook, spending and plans for April should be in this video today. So we'll start off with layouts. I managed to get these layouts done, which is only 4 I think, and 2 of which I did today. So I was back in my craft room today and I did 2 today, and there are 2 double pages. This is a layout of Holly, my puppy Holly, so white textured cardstock with 4x6 portrait photo and 2 3x4 portrait photos. Chipboard alpha set here, American Crafts. Got these lovely sort of bramble fox hearts here and 2 kind of metal outline hearts there. I've got this jute, I think you call it, jute ribbon that's adhesive, so it's on a roll. It's this one that I've got here, it's on a roll. And then what I've done is I've stamped a section here. So my original idea was to do stamping here. It didn't quite turn out how I wanted it to, I don't think. Some of my stamps are not as clean as I thought they were, so they're, you know, some of these have come out a little bit mucky or murky. But yeah, I like the finished look anyway. And the idea was to do this panel of dog themed stamping in all different colours, which I've done. It took quite a long time, and I have to say, after I'd started it and I was doing it, I kind of wished I hadn't, but when I'd finished it I was pleased with what I'd done. And I've just said here, cheeky, feisty, defiant, thinks bedtime is playing time, sleeps near the pillows, very funny. I meant to say playtime there, but I'd already started writing the word and I didn't want to have to start the layout again, so I left it as it was. Single page layout of Holly. This one is a double page layout, Christmas one, my final Christmas layout. 2, again, white textured cardstock, 4 4x6 portrait photos layered onto tracing paper here, top left to bottom right design, bramble fox stars and hearts here that have been taken from previous layouts, I believe. A Tim Holtz metal piece here, again from previous layouts. 2 lovely tags here that my lovely friend Moira sent to me. 2 seals here, some baker's twine, which I glued to the page, which I like to do. And then I've done some stamping here with my planner stamp sets in a red ink, and I've just written the date on here. And then the journaling, I've just said, Buddy and Chester not looking too impressed, Chester looking very cute. So with the, Chester had the little headband on there, and I think I mentioned before, when I took these photos, I kind of remembered that I'd done that before in previous years with Chester, and I got a photo of him before with this on. So yeah, playful time with the puppies. This is a layout that I actually did today. So this is, I saw Colin Sutton again on the island. He came to the island to do a show to talk about his career as a DCI. It's kind of a companion page to the one that I did before because I've seen him twice now. So black textured cardstock. I decided that when I'd finished the layout, it needed something else. So I did this dash outline with a white, or silver actually, silver gel pen. Simple Stories, Colour Vibe Alpha in red. Another title from that alpha set, which I'm really pleased about. The flyer for the show, which I mounted onto white textured cardstock. The photo of me with Colin, which I mounted onto white textured cardstock. And then my review of his performance or his show, with again mounted onto white textured cardstock. So that's a simple single page layout. And this one is a double page layout, which I did today. Put that in the way there. So yeah, I did this one today, and this is for me, about me going to see Grease the musical here on the island. And I saw 4 shows in 3 days, which was absolutely amazing, but absolutely exhausting. This is a Chamel pattern paper, and then this is just a textured cardstock with a Chamel pattern paper layered on top of it. Chamel main character energy alphas here. The flyer for the show, my poster selfie, laid on white textured cardstock and edges inked in a pink colour. And then I've got a little die cut or 3x4 card here. I think it had florals or something on it, so I pushed that bit up under the photo and just left this bit showing because I thought the colours went really well with this, which went really well with this, with the pink and the orange. And then I've used my Tim Holtz stamps here to create kind of a background on the background, sort of 1950s themed or school themed. And then this piece is from Chamel again. This is another stamp set that I own, a 1950s one that I think came free with a magazine a long time ago. And this came from the same set as well. And then I've used a purple ink gel ink pen just to say that it was amazing for you days seeing the show, brilliant production, lots of familiar faces from the Island Theatre community, and I was exhausted at the end of it. And I just want to make that look more like a sea. There you go. So yeah, that's all my layouts. So that's a double page, like I said, with the 4x6 portrait. And that photo is not very good quality, but it's that's how it was dark when I took it, and that's how it came out. So that's my layouts for this month, and like I've said already, 2 of them I actually did today. The other ones I did at the very beginning of this month, I believe, March. Right, Traveller's Notebook. So this is my donkey Traveller's Notebook that I always like to show you. And the only thing that is in here is these 2 pages because it's now ended. I've shown you this before. I had to go back and fill some pages in. So this is the video that I did for the Donkey Sanctuary to ask people not to bring any more Christmas trees because we had enough. Pattern paper here just cut down, some lovely die cut glittered snowflakes here, white yellow tag from my stash with some red baker's twine, and I've used one of the stencils here just to put a tree behind that, to stencil a Christmas tree behind that in a green ink the edges of the tag. And this tag I can tell is upside down because I think I'd made a mistake on the other side and kept it in my stash to use again. But yeah, the way it's been cut, it's definitely the wrong side that I'm using there, but at least I'm using it. And then just for the last part here, I just got a few days on one page really, because it was coming towards the end of the book. And I just noted here that I went over to the Donkey Sanctuary very early one day because we were going over to the mainland to take 2 donkeys to the mainland hospital, and I was the first car in the car park, which is like it never happened before. So I took a photo of that, and then as I pulled into the Donkey Sanctuary, I noticed these 2 pylons, or I think you call them, that are actually very close to where I live on the island. So I just wanted to note that because it's kind of like a landmark to near where I live, and I was just quite surprised that you could actually see it from there. And I'd never noticed it before, but obviously because it was dark and they were lit up, I noticed them. So just saying here that I did a talk at the volunteer gathering to the other volunteers about a day in the life of the donkeys. I also went to the veterinary hospital, as I just said, and then I did a talk at a local WI on the island. And then I've just put here, March, I'm now a part of the volunteer forum, and we'll be having monthly meetings. So that is my donkey Traveller's Notebook finished. There's not very much donkey related things in this layout, in this video, because I haven't really done much. A lot of the time now I'm doing the same thing week in, week out, and I don't really take as many photos. But I still, you know, do all the donkey related things. So we finished here last time, so I started here. There's not much in here. I've been quite busy lately and I've not had much time, and I've not really kept up with my Traveller's Notebook, which I always do, but I've gone through it and I've sort of got it up to date today. So everything you see here I've done today, this morning. So this was January. This was me going to see Joseph in Oxford, and then the next day I went to see Hairspray in Southampton, stayed overnight in Oxford, came back down to Southampton and saw Hairspray. I've got this Chamel pattern paper here that I've cut down the rainbow, and I've just said here, first theatre of the year, and I've used some pink glittered alphas for that, foam alphas, and I've used some 3s here, and I've cut down some I think I cut down a 6 for these 2. I wouldn't do that for a layout, but I'm happy to do that in a Traveller's Notebook. I don't like to cut alphas down for layouts though. And I've just said here it had to include Joseph. I would have liked to have written more, but I ran out of space, and I think it tells the story. And then I've just got some photos of the doggies when we've been out and about here. So I had a lot of photos of the doggies on trips out, and I was going to do separate pages, but in the end I thought I'd just amalgamate them onto one page and just say here that we've been out and about. So I was basically saying about Buddy being poorly, and he was finally signed off by the vet in February, with being poorly with all different things. And I've just said we've been trying to get out as much as possible with the doggies for our adventures and all the places we've been to so far this year. And then this pattern paper, oh, I can't remember where it came from. Is it Sunshine Scrapbooking? I'm not sure. It's the same company where I got the Elvis sheet from. It's a UK, I think. I can't find the Elvis sheet. Where is it? It's called, oh, that's called Scrap Your Trip. But I actually got it from the same craft business, which I think is Sunshine Scrapbooking. And I've cut it down. There was a Cavalier image on it as well. I've saved that for something else, and I've used the rest of the paper for other things already. Some small photos of the doggies here, just pattern paper here, and some stamped paws here. And this pattern paper here is another piece from this, another section of that page. And then this here, I'm just saying I met my friend for a Galentine's lunch on Valentine's Day because the puppies were booked in at the groomers. It was the only time I could get them booked in, and my friend was free, so we had lunch that day. This is a Chamel piece from one of the larger sheets. Same here, cut down. I've inked the edges. I've added a foam heart here, some washi tape here, and that's it. That washi tape roll has now finished. That was the end of that washi tape roll. Photo of me and my friend with another 3x4 from the Chamel collection, and I've just cut that down from the larger sheet, or it came from the did I get the 6x8 pad? I think I did, didn't I? So I think it's a cut down 12x12 sheet there, and some baker's twine there. I didn't add an eyelet because I prefer not to have too much height in my traveller's notebook, although I've had the foam hearts. I could have got away with an eyelet there. And then a photo I took with me and Holly on Valentine's Day. And I've just said a photo of my best girl, Puppentines, Galentines, Valentines, 2 stamped paws there. And then this is just a photo shoot of the doggies in the garden with some pattern paper and the date and some paws stamped again. And then I'm on to where I went to see Wind in the Willows at the theatre. And this is me with this poster selfie here, and this is when I got into the auditorium. This was what was happening on stage. It was kind of a pre-performance that I'd never seen before, and yeah, it's quite amazing actually, because I was very early. I mean, I wasn't late to get in, you know, the show hadn't started or anything. It was just like I assume it's a pre-performance. So anyway, what happened was, this young man here I've seen in other shows. He was actually in Sweeney Todd. And when I walked in, he actually said hello to me because I follow him on social media and he follows me. And yeah, I just said that he was on stage when I took my seat, and he said, "Hello, Helen. I love my theatrical friends," which I do. Just stamped some trees here from a planner stamp set. And again, these papers are from the Chamel collection. And I've got the flyer here for the show, and I didn't have enough space to put my review, and I remembered that I had these little pockets that you can add into Project Life albums. So I thought I'd stick that on there, pop my review in, and just put it on top of the sheet. And then that meant I could include both photos and a little bit of journaling here. So quite pleased with that. And that was a play. I don't normally go to see plays, but I knew 3 people who were in it, so I thought I'd give it a go. I still like my musicals, but it was nice to see something different, and I did really enjoy it. Now then, on to our little trip to Derbyshire recently. So we went to Derbyshire to stay with the family, or visit with the family for a few days. Photo outside one of my favourite pubs, and there's Mum and I inside the pub. Pattern paper again from Chamel. I've stamped the date in a heart, and I've just said here, a few days in Derbyshire. Of course, we went to the Old Dog and the Knockdown. The puppies travelled really well, and I've just noticed that I've missed a bit out. I didn't put wee there, so I'll just do that. Okay, not great, but you know, looks fine. What I could do if I wanted to was rewrite that on a piece of paper and stick it over the top. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. And then today is the 30th of March. So I'm doing this almost at the end of the month. And I just found out today that Richard Chamberlain passed away. So yeah, I was a little bit upset about that. So I've just said here that I've loved Richard Chamberlain for most of my life, since the Thornbirds. Pattern paper from my stash, and I just got this photo off the internet and popped that on here from his Dr. Kildare days. So yeah, kind of fell in love with him when I was young, even before I was a teenager, I think, when he was in the Thornbirds. And I'd already read the book. I'd read the book before I saw the miniseries, and then I watched the miniseries, then read the book again. And it's kind of like the Thornbirds that got me into reading, actually, and that also got me into loving Richard Chamberlain. So yeah, that's as much as I've done in my general Traveller's Notebook. So completely up to date, and everything you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages have all been done today. Did I do these ones today? No, I'd done these ones. These ones were done earlier in the month, so I didn't do those today. So that's all the work that I've done this month. Now, spending. I had to buy a new printer. My selfie printer packed up on me for the second time. It's the second time I've had a selfie printer that's packed up on me. The first one I got in 2016 when I started doing Project Life, and I've absolutely loved having that printer. Had to replace it a few years ago, and now it's gone again, so I just did not want to buy another one. So what I've done is I've just bought an office printer which does photos and office printing, so you know, A4 printing, which I can use for that, which is quite handy really to have in my craft room, because usually I have to go into the office to do that kind of thing. So I thought I'm just going to buy an ordinary printer, an inexpensive printer, general printer for my craft room, that is the spending that I've done, including, and as well as that I've bought inks for it, and you know, photo paper and what have you, because the photo paper that comes with the selfie printer can only use it on the selfie printer. So I had a little bit of wastage there, which I was quite upset about. But yeah, the new printer, I set it up today, and it seems to be going quite well so far. I'm getting used to it. I did do a flip of my Christmas album, didn't I? Yes, I did. I haven't done any spending apart from what I've just said, other than I've just ordered on the internet another A5 lever arch file for my birthday month album, to use as my birthday month album. So yeah, quite excited about that. I've already got the page protectors that I purchased for the Christmas one, and I think I forgot to mention before, the only thing with using the lever arch and the A5 page protectors is that every page is a full size, so a full A5 size page, as opposed to the Project Life type where you get the sections and the different types of page protectors, which I actually really enjoy doing, an A5 or 6x8 type layout anyway. It just means that I'm doing that for every page, which I'm okay with, and it worked really well for my Christmas album. So yeah, excited for that, looking forward to it. And what I've done today is put together a little package here, little thing. I've gone through my pattern paper in my stash, pulled out a few things that I think I might need for my birthday month album. All the things going on then. So it is April, as you know, and my birthday this year falls over the Easter weekend. My parents will be visiting for a week, so that'll be nice. We'll get to do all things Easter, so I'm excited for that. What else has been happening? So lots and lots and lots of time taken up with the puppies, as you can imagine. Which is why I've not been in my craft room as much. We had some flooring done in the house, so I had to put a lot of things in my craft room. So I couldn't get into my craft room for a few days last week. So that, yeah, that hindered my ability to do any crafting. I have bought a few things for my lighthouse that I won in the competition, to decorate that. Not scrapbooking, of course, but yeah, I bought some paints and things to do that during my birthday month, maybe over the Easter weekend. I've been reading books, I've been doing jigsaws, I've been meeting up with friends. We had a few things going on sort of business wise, which was a little bit stressful, which also didn't make me want to do any crafting, but that's all over and done with now and finished, which is amazing, and I am back to not being stressed about it. So I will be doing my crafting. I've been busy with the donkeys, of course. I've been going to the theatre a lot. We did go to Derbyshire for a few days, and all the other things that I've mentioned already. So yeah, busy, but I am really hoping now we've got the stuff done at home and all those other things that my birthday month will be a breeze, and I will be enjoying myself and creating lots of memories for my scrapbooking, and especially for my birthday month album, which I will show you at some point. Not sure whether I'll be doing any of that on here or whether it will just be a final flip through at the end. We shall see. But yeah, that's what I am planning to do in April. So once again, thank you very much for joining me. Stay safe, take care, and I shall see you next time.